belly-to-belly throw by the intense Bron Breakker.
Bron Breakker.
The dust had barely settled after the chaos of Money in the Bank. But on the very next night, Monday Night Raw delivered a moment that sent shockwaves through the WWE universe. What was supposed to be Jey Uso's redemption turned into a nightmare. In a shocking and savage ambush, Seth Rollins, Bron Breakker, and Bronson Reed aligned to unleash an unrelenting beatdown on main event Jey. The attack wasn't just personal. It was a message. A new alliance has risen, and Raw's power structure may never be the same again. Let's break down exactly what went down. The fallout from Money in the Bank. The calm before the storm. Money in the Bank had just wrapped, leaving fans breathless from the chaos they'd witnessed. Ladders towering, bodies crashing, and alliances shifting like quicksand. It was a battleground where heroes were made and legends tested. But Raw didn't settle the dust. It fanned the flames. The show opened with Jey Uso, bruised and battered but defiant, limping to the ring with a fierce determination burning in his eyes. Fresh from a brutal Money in the Bank encounter, Jey was here to prove one thing. He was far from done. His swagger, once shaken, was back with a vengeance. The crowd erupted, feeding off his grit and resilience. This was Jey Uso, still a main event force despite the odds stacked against him. The arrival of destruction, Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. As Jey prepared to reclaim his narrative, the mood shifted abruptly. Seth Rollins' microphone-ready moment was cut off by an unexpected storm. Bron Breakker. The crowd's reaction was a mix of awe and confusion as Breakker stormed the ring like a man possessed. This wasn't the respectful competitor WWE fans once knew. This was a beast reborn, aggressive, violent, and utterly unpredictable. No sooner had Breakker entered than Bronson Reed thundered onto the scene. Towering like an unstoppable force of nature, Reed brought raw power that shook the very foundation of the ring with every step. Jey's confidence wavered as he instinctively retreated, realizing this was no ordinary confrontation. This was a trap, carefully orchestrated and deadly. The architect's sinister entrance. Then the arena erupted anew. Seth Rollins' iconic theme ripped through the speakers, nearly blowing the roof off the building. The former world heavyweight champion appeared, draped in all black, exuding a cold, calculated menace. His eyes locked on Jey with a deadly smirk, a knowing, chilling smile that sent shivers down the spine. Rollins wasn't here to mediate or save anyone. He was here to finish a statement. Before Jey could respond, Bron Breakker launched a devastating spear, crashing Jey brutally into the turnbuckles. The sheer force folded Jey in half, a sickening sound echoing through the arena. Reed followed with a crushing running senton, his massive frame slamming down with overwhelming weight. The ring shook under the assault. Meanwhile, Rollins calmly watched from the corner, biding his time like a predator circling its prey. A relentless onslaught. Total domination. Rollins signaled Breakker and Reed for more, unleashing a relentless assault. Breakker hoisted Jey up and slammed him with a thunderous powerbomb that shook the ring's very core. Reed ascended the ropes and crashed down with his signature tsunami splash, flattening Jey once again. To seal the merciless punishment, Rollins delivered one final bone-crushing curb stomp. Referees and officials rushed in, trying desperately to stop the beating, but the damage was done. As Rollins, Breakker, and Reed strode back up the ramp with cold purpose, their message reverberated loud and clear across the arena. Domination is their new law, and no one is exempt. Why this alliance? A calculated power play. Why did these three formidable men unite? What fuels this dark new coalition? The match itself was a fiery showcase of contrasts. Breakker's explosive agility and vicious strikes, Reed's overwhelming power and seismic slams, and Rollins' calculated, masterful game planning. Jey fought valiantly, relying on speed, heart, and unyielding resilience. But the tone shifted the moment Rollins stepped into the ring. there was a sinister edge to Rollins tonight. His movements were sharper, his focus laser-guided. This wasn't the architect fans once cheered. This was a man hardened by loss, bitterness, and a burning desire to reclaim supremacy. After losing the World Heavyweight Championship and watching others rise, Rollins snapped, turning to ruthless methods to seize control. The wider impact, a new era of fear on Raw. This isn't just about Jey Uso. This alliance casts a long, dark shadow over the entire Raw roster. If they can dismantle a resilient, battle-tested main eventer like Jey, who's truly safe? Sami Zayn, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and other stars now face an ominous threat. The rules of engagement have changed. This is a reign of terror, a brutal rewrite of Raw's power structure. Speculation swirls about Paul Heyman's possible involvement. The Puppet Master was spotted backstage during the chaos, sparking rumors he might be pulling strings once more to reshape WWE's landscape in his own image. Meanwhile, tensions within the bloodline, with Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu warring, raise questions about their survival against this emerging dynasty. What's next? The brewing storm. Jey Uso has faced setbacks before, and every time he's risen stronger. But now, with three monsters standing in his path, the question looms. Will he fight this war alone? Or will this savage beating ignite a larger conflict? Raw is on the brink of a seismic shift. Returning legends, desperate allies, and perhaps the final chapter in Seth Rollins' complicated legacy are all on the horizon.